is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Warning, this show contains childish adult content and is intended for immature, mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Views spoken loud and not those of any other person. If you're reasonably offended, I strongly suggest finding another podcast. Everybody neat and pretty. Get on with the show.
You've spoken over our disclaimer, Mr. Singer.
That's right, I'm not listening to the disclaimer anyway. Anymore.
Thank you.
Well,
right.
people would ask where John. We found him.
We got him back. Hang on, give me a few minutes to fade in the background sound of the pub. All right, I've done it. There you go. Because I don't want people not convinced that we're not recording this in front of a live studio audience. Hello, and welcome back to Disafterdark. In traditional mode, I'm Paul.
I'm Nick.
I'm the other Paul D, the Scottish Paul. Take your pick.
Whatever.
Danger.
And that voice you heard was the pub singer, and he's joined by his handler this week.
Yes, we've paid bail on him, so he's out of prison.
The cast member that follows him round with the radio, making sure that he doesn't stay out in the sun for too long.
Yeah, so I'm Craig.
And who else we got? We've got a couple of ladies in the bar with us tonight, so we're on our best behaviour.
Really?
We know you boys far too well. I am sure you won't be on your best behaviour.
I'm going to get there because I can use the joke because I haven't been told off for you, but other behaviours are available.
Oh, thank the Lord you said that.
Does that mean Nick can sigh?
Absolutely.
Oh, welcome, ladies. At least we recognise one of the voices. Someone else is a new member.
Hello, I'm so excited to be in the Mouse's Head. It's at Brit Disfan. I'm Emily Rawling. Hello, guys.
Hello, Emily. Emily's easier than at Brit Disfan.
It is, totally, yeah. But everybody knows me as that.
That's all right. I thought it was. I was expecting someone called Brittany, who was a Disney fan. I'm not disappointed or anything, but it's just expectations had been set. So
I'm not that chavvy, but I was just excited about your tweet yesterday. You should have seen me when I was in Bridlington on my Valentine's weekend away, and I got your tweet, and my husband Richard was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "They've tweeted me, they want me on the show," so I was really excited.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we could ruin someone's Valentine's weekend. We didn't ruin yours.
No, it wasn't mine. No.
Yeah. Well, I dare I ask, it's going to be quite a large round this evening. Gentlemen and ladies, what are we drinking? Should we go ladies first?
Yeah.
All right, one of you two. What do you want?
Michelle, you go first.
Okay, just in case anyone who doesn't notice my voice and doesn't recognise me, I'm Michelle from the Disney Dreamgirls podcast and also the Avengers podcast as well. And having recently come back from California with a massive love of the Frozen makeover they've done over there, I'm having a Frozen drink. I'm having a Frozen Italian limonata. I'm pretending I've got a pizza in front of me because I'm at Via Napoli.
Very good. Nice restaurant as well.
It is.
Yeah. Unless you don't like pizza, and it's not very good.
Emily.
Sounds good, Michelle. But mine's better, actually, boys, and I think you'll appreciate this one. I went out and hunted a can in our massive Sainsbury's store. One of the funniest shows that I've listened of yours is when I did my challenge for the frozen beer. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I howled at your trying to recreate that in the ice cream maker.
It doesn't work.
So it's in honour. Was it you that did tried that, Nick? Yeah.
No,
so
Paul.
Paul. So it's in honour of you, and it's my favourite drink in Epcot, as you know, and I do love my beer, and it's a can of Sapporo, Japanese beer.
Marvellous.
Now, see, when anyone ever says, starts a sentence, my favourite drink in Epcot, to me, there's one answer only.
Diet Coke.
No, Beverly.
Beverly. Mm-hmm.
No way. I went to Beverly on the way to Bridlington.
And you cannot find Beverly there for love nor money.
No, they don't.
Just people called Beverly.
Yeah.
but no Jingle Beverly.
No.
Right, I've got no Disney connection at all, and I was actually because getting ready for a school day. I was going to have a quiet one, but it's been a bit of a stressful weekend. So that there is the sound of vodka being poured in.
Ooh.
Just standard Smirnoff, unfortunately, nothing fancy. And that is Cherry Pepsi Max. Because I didn't have much to mix it with. So chin chin.
Mr. D.
Well, I didn't get the Disney theme quite right. I've got the Nick theme. So mine's is also cherry. It's carling, but not as you know it. It's carling cherry cider.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
Not tried that yet.
Well, I am actually letting the side down tonight.
Ah, bloody Bovril.
As designated driver. No, it still could get equally messy because I've had an 8th birthday party most of the afternoon.
We all know how people get drunk at those.
Yeah, adults mainly. The post events and the sitting down. We started off ice skating for an hour with 9 8-year-olds, which are quite a handful. And then we went to a pizza place where I had to have lots of beer to drive the kids out. So now I'm on hot chocolate because I have got a school day tomorrow.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. I'm sitting in a
Yeah.
I don't want to give away secrets about recording podcasts, but I am sitting in the cold outhouse of the Mouse's Head.
So Mr. Lucas, what did you go for?
Well, I had a little session yesterday, and I'm a little bit.
I believe we all saw some pictures.
Yes, I'm a little bit ropey, so I'm just having a cup of tea. Yorkshire tea
with some gin.
No chin chin.
No trains to be driven.
No, I'm off. I'm off on holiday for a week.
Oh, very nice. Half term.
Staycation.
We're going up to the Lake District.
Oh, lovely.
So we're going to have some black sheep, and we'll drink some beer as well.
Hey.
Boom boom.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going for it.
I believe they just write themselves, actually.
But if you do want to contact us with one that you have written yourself, you can of course visit our website at www.disafterdark.com, or you can email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or you can tweet it to us at Disafterdark and find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Disafterdark, and we're on micechat.com.
And yeah, you can also find us on iTunes and other places to download a podcast, just in case you didn't know we existed and wondered what on earth you were listening to. I don't know, it does seem pointless telling people where to find us if they're already listening, doesn't it?
They found us.
Yeah.
No, it's not necessarily, because how did they find us? Did they just type us into iTunes?
Stumble across us, yeah.
Yeah. Did someone say, I've listened to these idiots?
Perhaps we're lucky.
Good for a laugh.
Perhaps we're lucky and someone has downloaded it to their iPhone, then left it on a train, and some complete stranger just picked it up, stole it, and is now listening to someone else's podcast.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I really wish that I had enough money to afford to throw away an iPhone just to do that for that purpose. But the only thing on this iPhone is the podcast app, which is there anyway.
Yeah.
And the only podcast downloaded is this one.
A little post-it note on it saying, play me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How very Alice in Wonderland. Alice Through the Listening podcast. Ooh.
Oh, there's your show title.
There's the show title. Done. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, I've just sighed again, haven't I? I give up. Someone else lead the show. I'm going to go and drink now.
Right, I'm going to take the reins.
Yeah, you got it.
So, play the news bit.
All right, then. This one.
A view of the news with Disafterdark.
Oh, I feel Jean-Luc Picard all of a sudden.
Yeah, make it so.
Make it so. Or let it go. So, yeah, so I know we weren't really going to do news, but there was some news that's come out in the last couple of weeks, which I thought my cohorts here and some of the people joining tonight as well would actually enjoy. And that is, and this would be the perfect time to play the theme tune of the wrestler known as The Undertaker. It's the death of vinylmation.
No way.
Yeah.
God for that.
Hang on. Pause while I pretend I'm playing a jingle that I've gone out and dug out in the next couple of days and inserted.
Yeah. Just insert The Undertaker's music. So
I don't know, how does it go?
dum dum da dum dum da dum da dum da dum. Pretty much.
Okay.
It's a little bit more rocky than that. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Anyway, so I suppose the thing is, this isn't official, and the good thing about this show is it's not like we check any facts about anything.
No.
But it has been screamingly obvious that vinylmations, at least as we've known them, are definitely coming to their end of life. Or if you speak Tron like me, end of line. Normally there's a trade event in September of each year at Disney World where they have a day specialised around pins, a day around vinylmations, and then their kind of mixed day where they announce all the stuff the next year. And a lot of people I know in the UK go to this year in, year out, have even booked to go already in September and were waiting to buy their tickets for the event when they launched, only to be told that only pins this year, no vinylmations. Now, at first you think, well, that's a little bit odd, but, I'm sure there's a reason for it, and, not to be too concerned about anything. Yeah. And then there was a tweet either the same day or the day after. This was like on a Thursday, so something like that. From one of the lead artists of Vinylmations, and they've just released in the UK a Cinderella set of Vinylmations. And he tweeted a picture of them saying, "Oh, this is the glad to see they've come out. This is the last set that I designed back in June of last year." Now, Vinylmations have quite a long lead time anyway, so sometimes you'll see prototypes of them and they won't come out for another year or so. But the fact that one of the lead artists has not worked on any Vinylmations since last summer is quite a concern. So you've got all those things rolled into one as well.
You say concern or blessed relief.
Depending on your viewpoint. And this is why it has to come on this show, because only one of us is an idiot here and buys into Vinylmations. So
Your
No,
guest must be an idiot.
There's more than one, Nick. There's more than one idiot. There might only be one that's into Vinylmation, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I should have elaborated.
That doesn't prevent the rest of us from being idiots by default. Yeah.
So there are some more sets coming out. There's still sets coming out later this year. In fact, apparently in about 3 weeks' time, there's going to be a very long-awaited Frozen one, which has come completely out of left field because people have been clamouring for those for ages. But we know what the releases are up until about October, November time, and then there's nothing on the horizon. Now, I mean, I think there's good news there, but there's also bad news because as well as it looking to die out, I don't think there's any way it's going to end completely. So if you go in the parks, you can no longer trade in the shops.
No trading.
No trading in Disney World or Disneyland. They've removed all trade boxes from those places.
The little glass ones out on the front of the tills and things like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To quote you.
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris, they are still available currently. There's no timeline on when they're going to go from there. If they are going to go, it could just be the American parks because there was many issues with American trade boxes, which you don't get in Paris, and that could be one of the factors as to why they've done what they've done.
Fights and people carrying guns.
No, basically, because of the outlets you get in America, especially when Vinylmations got really popular, they decided that all Vinylmations must be bought by people, not just good ones. So there was lots of crap that they used to send out to the outlets and then knock them down for like $2 or $3, and then those people would try and trade them in the parks for better Vinylmations. So basically, all the trade boxes were full of crap.
Was that for like 2 weeks in 2010? You were really popular?
If we're suggesting when I was out there, possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Is what the trading's going.
Let's just guess at the potential end of Vinylmations. Does this mean a potential move towards the occasional blind box of pins as well? Then, just to keep those collectors happy.
They already do blind pins.
Do they? Oh,
Yeah.
shows what I know.
Normally based on Vinylmations, though. To be fair. No,
It could be a ploy to make them more collectible.
Well, this is the thing. It's very interesting at the moment because you've got some people so again, no official word, okay? But because of all the things that have happened, you've got people setting up their collections now to try and get as much money as you can. You've got other people going, well, this stuff's only going to collect money. This stuff's only going to be worth more with it dying out because if you can't buy new stuff, people will be trying to buy old stuff. So there's varying degrees of that as well. But personally, what I think is going to happen, there's too much of a markup on vinylmations to not make them cost effective. So they're obviously making money for Disney. They've just done it wrong. They've lost sight of what was making them successful and popular and what was making them the most money. So what I think is going to happen, they're going to stop the vinylmations as we know it come the end of the year, leave it for about 6 months, maybe a year, announce the return of vinylmations. Plan it slightly differently, organise it slightly differently, find out the flaws, work on those, and bring them back. So I don't think we're going to see the end of them forever.
Maybe
money.
potentially move slightly more of them into the Disney stores outside of elsewhere.
That's it, exactly. That's it. I mean, the last few releases, Cinderella's just come out. Frozen is also going to be Disney store. I don't know if it's going to be exclusive, but it's definitely coming out in Disney stores. So they are starting to do that now as well. And also, it ties in as well with the push for the Zum Zums. Have you guys seen these? The Zum Zums?
I believe I have seen some people posting them on Facebook. Are they the little round? I don't. Is it from PlayStation game or something?
They're from the game Zum Zum, which is a massive online game, and they've come over from Japan. And I actually have a fair few.
Yeah, she does.
There you go.
I guess there was someone here whose pictures I have seen on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't get the Zum Zums. I think they look strange. Like, those big Disney slippers. They remind me of them. I get vinylmation, but I don't get the Zum Zums. Sorry.
This ain't quite... I mean, I agree. When I first saw them, I thought they're very strange, because I think if you're describing to someone who hasn't seen them before, they look a little bit like slugs. They're slug shape. They're like a cylinder.
I thought they were
Disney characters.
I thought they were spherical type things.
No, they're more long.
Okay.
Like butt plugs.
And there we go.
Butt plugs. And it's why Craig's not on now. Yeah. They're like that. And they've just actually today launched them in the UK in Clinton Cards. Ooh. Clinton Cards have got the license from, and also Primark as well. Well, I've not seen them in my local Primark, but apparently they are stocking in Primarks as well. So this is the new Disney collectible. Now, what's interesting as well is this is something that Disney have created as a concept, launched in Japan, launched in America with not very much success, and are launching in Disney stores here later this year, but they're outsourcing it to another toy company. So over here, it's a company called Posh Paws. Now, I'm sure some of you will kind of get that reference there, and some of our American listeners probably won't get Posh Paws, but they're a UK manufacturer of cuddly toys, and they've got the license to produce them for the UK market. So Disney are now outsourcing these things. On top of this, have you ever seen the what they call the Funko Pop vinyls?
Yes, my boys collect them, and they do have a couple of Frozen ones.
Yeah, well, Frozen ones are everywhere, and when I mean everywhere, again, guys, this is 3.5 inches of vinyl toy that you can now buy in Halfords, okay? As well as being able to buy them in places like the Entertainer and Tesco's and toy shops.
That is a different market.
It is.
Yeah. You can buy the same thing in Halfords, okay?
Yeah, Halfords is an auto centre.
Yeah.
If we've got American listeners.
Still. Yeah. So they shouldn't be selling any toys at all. Now,
well, I know why they're in Halfords, though. Sorry, my boys have got these. I don't mean to interrupt.
Jump in. That's why you're here.
I don't know what the etiquette is, really, but anyway.
The etiquette is you're allowed to jump in as much as you want. Even though you're female, you're still valid and welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Today.
There's so many of the Funko Pops that are bobbleheads, you see. So they'll be thinking, bobbleheads, you can put them on the dashboards.
Well, this is what I thought, because we were talking about this last week, and we couldn't work out why. And I said, the only thing, like you say, some are bobbleheads, but not all of them are. And yet they sell quite a few non-bobbleheads as well as bobblehead versions. But the difference between those and the vinylmation is they can be any shape you want them to be. So obviously the problem with a vinylmation is a Mickey shape. With these Funko Pops, they can be any shape, so they can look like any character you want properly. But I like a cartoony version. Now, they've been doing these for about 2 years.
So you can have a Donald Duck character shaped a bit like a
Donald Duck.
And painted to look like Donald Duck.
Yeah.
All right.
Olaf, for example, is a shape of Olaf.
Okay.
Okay, so these are really popular, and these have been growing in popularity for the last 2 years, and they're getting more and more Disney licenses.
When I was a kid, we
So
used to call those action figures. You know, they
yeah, but this isn't an
actually
action
looked
figure.
like
Though.
what they're meant to look like and painted what they're meant to look like.
Look at those action figures now. Even Star Wars ones. I've still got my original Star Wars one. A lot of those don't look like what they're supposed to. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. Not like these new ones that come out. They're fantastic. Anyway, the point is, other
When I was a
companies
kid,
now
it
are
was
doing
lead soldiers.
vinyls, which answers a lot of questions. Actually, if they're made of lead,
Yeah, we're
we all
guessing
know
there was
about the lead paint scandal. So the thing is, other companies now are doing vinyl figurines of Disney characters probably better, and Disney probably making more money. So that's another reason why it could be doing, but it could be going this way. So look, to cut to the chase, Vinymations are
Please.
going. Enjoy them while you can, and buy other stuff in the meantime.
There you go. I'm glad about that because I hadn't looked at any news recently.
I don't think there's been much else. The hat's
Hey,
down
the Richard Petty driving experience is closing.
now. What?
It's come at the end of its road.
Becoming a car park.
That was a tabloid headline type pun. Respect to that. Yeah,
Wow.
Richard. So the actual whole track, isn't it? It's not just like the Richard Petty and the other sports car experiences they have there, the NASCAR and the Ferraris, etc., etc.
Yeah,
But
so
it
it's
is
going to make
actually-
room for unspecified future transportation improvements. That sounds like a car park to me.
Yeah.
With the Starbucks on.
Yeah, drive through.
Probably.
Yeah, what other potential transport improvement do you need in place of a track that isn't actually near the park? A helicopter landing pad? For real
Skateboard
dignitaries?
park.
Skate
Park
park.
of skateboards.
Yeah, skate park.
No, just to park them.
Okay.
No ramps or jumps, just somewhere you can park
It's
a skateboard.
a proper skateboard park.
Yeah.
Oh, that would annoy most of the kids around our way if you did that. Yeah, we're putting a skate park. It's just somewhere to leave them.
I would love that. This is why I can't be in charge of things.
Yeah. Excellent.
One of you mentioned the hat. Is it fully down now then?
There's like the last
The last
drippings of
the last
the hat.
vestiges of a destructed hat.
Yeah,
Well,
it's right down to the bottom.
My friend came back recently from Walt Disney World and she said it was quite sad to see the skeleton of it. And I said, well, with the manpower that Disney have, I just wondered why it had taken so long to actually dismantle it.
Yeah, they can come along and they can put Christmas decorations up overnight.
Yeah.
Rumours are to be believed they can paint Main Street once a night to make it look nice and shiny for the next day. But
Have you guys seen Prep and Landing though? That would explain the Christmas lights, because those elves are amazing. As to the hat, you're right. I mean, I can't work out why it's taken so many weeks. The only thing I can think of is that they wanted to preserve the hat as best they could, i.e., they didn't want there to be any issues with them taking it down.
In case they wanted to rebuild it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think
that's how I
it's
see
gonna
it.
come
Anyway.
back.
But have you seen the pictures of how they've absolutely hacked it down? It looks like someone has just gone in overnight with a chainsaw and had a right go at it on their own. I think the reason it's taken so long is to give Walt Disney World an extra bit of publicity every day of people posting on Facebook and Twitter and
Look, the
Instagram
hat's coming
daily updates of the hat removal.
To be honest, I disagree, because let's be honest, people will post pictures any day anyway, regardless if there's a hat being taken down or not.
all right,
If there's a new water pattern that's one of the street artists has drawn with their magic paintbrush on the floor, you'll see a picture of it that day.
I heard they're moving it to Bonnet Creek.
I think after several years of experience, what I would say is they've hired a project manager to oversee the taking down of it, and he's paid by the hour.
Yeah.
A self-employed consultant is just doing it. Make it last. It's a contract. I don't know what. I mean, you get other bits in rides they've taken down. Like one of the guys in the Adventurers Club was taken down and shipped to Hong Kong and is in Mystic Manor, and other bits of parks are like, oh, here's a subtle little thing over here, and oh, we've put an orange
Hang on, the Adventurers Club.
or something like that.
Those are real people.
Well, what was I thinking of then?
They've shipped a real person over.
Yes, they
You're
have.
probably right.
Stapled him, bolted him down to the floor.
You know how crazy Disney can be.
Oh, please, let's not make this podcast all doom and gloom, this news feed, because I loved the Adventurers Club. Worst thing they ever did was close that.
See, everyone that's been there said that, and everyone that didn't go there, like me, just doesn't get it at all.
What have I missed? Yeah, why have I missed it? What have I done?
Yeah.
No,
I was young and naive, that's all I can say.
That's it. And I was probably at 8 tracks, dancing and trying to pull or something. Badly. Like I was a dad before I was actually a dad.
At least it wasn't hurricanes, I suppose. In
dear,
DLP.
Dear, oh dear. No, I think if they're taking the hat down that slope, it's only got to be because they're going to put it somewhere else. But it's not exactly the most unsubtle of things to... have you seen the little nod towards Disney's Hollywood Studios over in the new Shanghai Disney Park? Oh, what little nod's that? What a massive, great hat they've put there for a start.
Yeah, that's what they could be putting on top of the castle.
Yeah.
That's going to make it the tallest castle then, isn't it, by putting a stupid hat on top of it?
Especially at the little jaunty angle.
From what I understand, if you put that sorcerer's hat on a Disneyland castle, it will still be smaller than Cinderella's castle. Somebody can correct me on that, but I know Sleeping Beauty's castle is really tiny.
I have no idea where to even Google that.
Other
Google, than possibly
probably.
Google. Yeah.
Other search engines are available.
Slaphead.
You know what? I love this. I love this fact that I can't even say my own catchphrase, yet everyone's doing it for me. Brilliant. It's like
You've gone viral,
lazy, Nick. Yeah, I like it. What, we're supposed to talk about some good news now?
Well, we could, or we could interview a guest bit.
I think that's probably appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you mean because we've got guests on?
Well, yeah.
We have, and there was something that we actually did want to talk about.
That's correct, yeah. Well, in October, me and Stuart Miller...
Was this the chap you were out having a quiet night out on the town with last night?
Yes, correct. And he's the current reigning champion of the football. Yeah,
reigning being the operative word. I'm catching up.
Yeah, he's rubbish this year. I think I'm still bottom, though. We're going out in October for a long weekend to go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal.
Yep.
And then on Monday, the 19th of October, we are in Walt Disney World. 2 girls, 1 cup. 4 parks, 1 day. And we brought the girls on to give me a little bit of advice to see. We've bought our tickets. What's the best way? What do they think we should be doing? 4 parks, 1 day.
4 parks, 1 day.
Yeah.
I've done it. It was just a complete commando, 1 day off. Not to say I didn't have any pants on. That's a different thing entirely. But
there's a picture.
Yeah.
The complete assault on the parks. I was staying on conference at the Dolphin, so it was fairly close, which meant I could start off at the studios, do the instant rides I want to do there, round to Epcot, and then a monorail round to the Magic Kingdom, and finally a bus to Animal Kingdom, and then I had to go and pick up my bags and fly home late night. So it was 4 parks and an airport in 1 day, which was quite heavy going.
Yeah.
But
people at work often ask me this because obviously I've got a desk full of Disney stuff, and they're like, well, what's the minimum time you would go? And I would honestly, if I could stay 2 nights, I would go for a day. I'd do it. I'm not bothered if someone paid for me or they wanted me to do some research.
Yeah.
I'd be happy going just for a day. Absolutely.
But, I mean, that's not the ideal though, surely.
It's not a family trip. I wouldn't want to do that with 2 strollers, a 5 and an 8-year-old, and the wife.
No.
And enough bags. But if you're light and fast, commando style, as they say.
Yeah. What kind of pace are we talking about between you and Miller?
Oh, we're fast. He moans, but I'm a power walker, so it's bang, bang, bang. Right. He wants to look at the scenery and see these for wimps.
I need to give a shout out to my friend Claire here, actually, Claire Watson. When she first came to Disney World with me for the first time, we didn't fall out because we never fall out, but she did my head and she ran everywhere. She was that excited. So she will be happy to hear when she listens that I will, on my day, be running around like a blue ass fly because I'm going to do everything that's on my list.
It is, but I would say go with a plan.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no way you can suddenly decide halfway through to actually, oh, quick, let's go and get a fast pass for this and come back to it.
I absolutely hate plans. When I hear about you guys talking about your trips and your military precision about how to get everything done, it does my nutting, to quote Danny Dyer.
But you've got to.
But what I was going to say on the flip side of that is that when you're talking about the time frame that you're talking about, I don't think there's any way you could do that without even someone like myself who thinks they can do stuff without planning. Even I would go, you know what? If I've got a day, I need to sit down and work this out.
Where are you staying?
We're staying at Universal in the brand new hotel.
Oh, okay, because that completely rules out any chance of extra magic hours in the morning and the evening.
Yeah, correct. And we don't know if Mickey's Not So Scary is on yet.
It will be. It will be.
The park hours at Magic Kingdom will be different.
Yeah, that'll be up till 7 o'clock at night or whatever, and then you'll be...
As long as you don't aim to finish there, you're okay.
But we might purchase the extra tickets and go and experience it, and then takes the pressure off the Magic Kingdom then.
That does. That means you can get there after 7 and just do the party.
On top of that as well, isn't it open till like 2 o'clock in the morning or something?
Yeah.
So that's it. Now that is extra magic hours, my friend.
Yeah.
2 a.m. finish. Hello.
If you've started at immediate 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning as well, straight in through the gates of whatever park's open.
Isn't it just midnight? I thought it was midnight on the parties. Sure, we were only midnight when we went last year.
I'm sure when we went again, it's 2010. I'm sure the last fireworks show was about 12:30.
Yeah.
So that would have meant that the park would have closed at 1 at the earliest. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It didn't close then. But I mean, it could vary.
Okay, so assuming you're driving while you're out there.
Yes, we're driving, but we're going to use the monorail to our advantage.
Yeah, I think. So we need an optimum travel plan as to which ones are actually on the monorail for which trip.
Yeah.
And which one's the furthest out.
Now we've got the 3 fast passes, which have got to be strategically used in one park. You can't spread them out.
No.
So I was thinking of dropping them in Hollywood Studios.
And it's going to be busy that time of year as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I was also thinking about Epcot.
Well, look,
have you got anything worth 3 fast passes in Epcot?
Test track, Soarin'. You can't do them both at one fast pass, can you?
No.
You got to choose one of them.
Can you do 2? Can you do Soarin' and Mission Space? Is that different tiers?
Mission Space you can usually walk on anyway.
Yeah.
Especially if you do the red one. It's always a quicker queue.
You're both grown men, probably. So you could both go on as single riders. You don't have to hold hands.
No, single rider is... The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a bit risky.
I mean, I would say my school of thought is, so what you need to go on or what you need to see. Now, if it was like, right, one of the things we need to do this day is hit Toy Story Mania. Yeah, Toy Story Mania is one of those things that the fast passes always go quickly for. So my method of thinking would be to hit the studios first to get the fast passes. Yeah. Now, depending on how quickly they go, I mean, I remember, and again, this is the year that opened, so I don't know how.
30 days out now, if you're staying off property.
Yeah, and
there you go.
Even if they're still if they're still doing tiers by then, you might come unstuck with a trio in the studios of Toy Story, Tower of Terror, and Aerosmith.
The only tiers that he'll have is if he can't get his fast passes.
Yeah. So what's your
Yeah.
What's the what?
What's the what? I don't know.
Someone's killed.
What's your target?
Oh right.
Yeah, we've got a new microphone but it comes unstuck. He's probably listening to us going, well, I'm talking, mate. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Are you back?
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere.
No, there you go. Anyway, you were about to ask.
Yeah, I was going to say, shall we say what we would do if we had a day, and then
Yeah,
it
go
might
on.
give you some ideas. Do you want to go first,
Yeah,
Shel?
why not?
Yeah, ladies first.
Well, I'm going to throw through a few spanners in the work here. I think just for the sheer amusement of everybody in the podcasting community, Craig should not bother going on any attractions and just spend the whole day at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo and have a princess makeover.
That could work.
I think that'd be hilarious.
If we
And
could
then-
get them to waive their age restrictions, I would pay for it.
Yeah, I'm sure Craig doesn't look that old.
I look about 52 today, I tell you.
Oh, well, we'll have to get you some anti-wrinkle cream, love, and get some Imac on your face to get rid of all that stubble. Put a wig on.
I don't think there's enough cream out there.
Just the record, don't do that, it burns.
If you phone Camel Laird's now, they might have it ready.
But
Bye.
that was one idea, but Craig also sent this across to my show as well. And earlier on today, I had a couple of guests of my own on my show because I recorded this evening as well. I had two guys from the Mighty Men of Mouse podcast, and they have given me a really good strategy to ensure Craig hits all the big roller coasters at all the parks. They've come up for ways where Craig can get lots of alcohol in, lots of food breaks, everything he could possibly want. And you're just going to have to listen to my podcast to find the answer.
Good one. Good one.
Passes that plug over, please.
So
Edit that bit out, Paul. Edit the last 2 minutes out.
It's only she knows because my day is so full on, it's going to take me ages to go through it. as
So
well.
February the 22nd, iTunes Store, the Disney Dream Girls. Find the show. It's out next Sunday on the 22nd of February. Download, subscribe, and review. Thank you very much.
There you go. Okay, we'll do that.
That is the most elaborate plug. I mean, the thing is, like, obviously,
That's the vinylmation of
when we
plugs.
ask people, exactly, when we ask people to like come on as guests, we obviously expect them to come on and plug themselves, and sometimes you have to kind of really coax it out of them.
There's a
Like Lewis
time,
last
isn't
week, I was like, "Come on, Lewis, plug yourself." But like Michelle, obviously, Gamehead was on before the record button even played.
Yeah, we have been
Genius.
I'm hazarding a guess. There's a post-it note stuck to the screen saying, remember to plug.
She's just staring at a plug.
In return, gentlemen, on behalf of the Avengers podcast, which is another show that I release every month, we would like to cordially invite you, gentlemen, to come and talk on our show one week.
Good
Oh,
offer.
we can talk nonsense for someone else, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll be able to
I'll
plug
feel-
your show.
I'll feel honoured because it's normally always Nick that gets invited and I don't get invited anywhere.
Me neither.
Yeah.
We'll have to do an extended show for 45 minutes if they're all going to be there.
No, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. What I'll do, I'm a good guy. I'll let Paul and Paul go on. They can guest on it as long as I come on the following show
To
just by
apologise
myself.
for us.
I'll see if the pub singer's available.
Marvellous.
Okay, so we've got Michelle's non-answer
Yeah.
via plug, which is great.
Right, come on, Emily. Hit
Come on,
us. Both barrels.
Is there anything you would like to plug first before we get an answer?
Yeah, I'll do mine at the end. 'cause-
Oh, you've got your app, haven't you?
Mark, you've thrown a massive spanner in the works because I thought this was just a dream. I didn't realise somebody was actually going to do it and they weren't staying on site.
I know why you thought that as well. Because
Yeah.
you thought it's such an idiotic idea. And I was actually going to go through with it. And lo and behold, here's Craig.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with my plan. It's my dream. And then, as I say, I could get some ideas and maybe you'll be able to do some of it. So
Okay.
Robin and I, we said if you've only got a day, you can't really do a lot of the shows because they take too much time. So, and then we were debating, well, if you want to do the shows, you could do Phantasmic around 7, Illuminations at 9, and then still see the fireworks. But it would still take too much time. So this is my day. So I would stay at the Contemporary. I've always wanted to stay there because Chef Mickey's. I'd want to start at Chef Mickey's first breakfast, get in there so I could do the magic hours. And obviously, because I'm running around fast, I'm going to need a lot of energy. So get filled up, and you also get to see the Fab Five, the best characters there. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You don't want to be queuing for characters neither when you're only there for a day. Then I'd go to the Magic Kingdom for the extra magic hours to get the kiddie rides in, like Peter Pan, Dumbo, Goofy's Barnstormer, Winnie Pooh. And then I'd have a Dole Whip, because you've got to fit a Dole Whip in. And then I'd then run over to Animal Kingdom. Now, don't worry, we go back to Magic Kingdom at the end of the day. But I'd go to Animal Kingdom. So that'd roughly be about 9:30, I think, probably, if you can manage to get on all the kiddie rides pretty quickly. And I would have to do the Expedition Everest 3 times because it's one of my favourite rides. But you've mentioned it, they've got single rider on there, so hopefully you'll get on quickly. I do the Safari, Cali River Rapids, Primeval Whirl, Dinosaur, and, try and just get some of those in. Those are some of our favourite rides. By then I might be a bit hungry because I've been running around, so I would get an ice cream cookie sandwich from the Dino Bites, and they're under $5 and they're really filling and they're really nice. So you'd probably end up leaving there about 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I would head over to MGM, because that's another one that closes a little bit earlier. On the way in, I'd do the Great Movie Ride, because I'd have to do that twice, so I'd do it again on the way out. Love the Great Movie Ride and the nostalgia of it. I'd go on Star Tours if I could. You've already mentioned Toy Story, but you might be lucky and be able to get a fast pass.
Yeah.
I'd have to have a coffee then, because I'd need a bit of a buzz, because I'd be running around, so I'd have to go to the Writer's Stop. Love the Writer's Stop Cafe. And Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, they've both got to be done. And then One Man's Dream on the way out, back to the Great Movie Ride, and have a walk through One Man's Dream, even if you can't see the 10-minute film at the end. It's just nice to see all the original plans and things. And then if I could, I don't know where you'd want to eat, because I'd like to sort of have a bit of a rest, sort of early afternoon. But I absolutely love I forgot to mention before the Great Movie Ride, I love the picnic burger at the Sci-Fi Diner, because I like the ambience in there, and I'd have some rosé wine with my burger. Then I'd head over to Epcot, because I'd want to do Spaceship Earth. Mission Space, the red one, I think you'll get on that straight away. And Test Track, try and book a Test Track if you can. I don't know, is your 3 fast passes on the Magic Band? Do you only get to do 3 for the whole day? Or is it 3 per park?
You get 3 for the day, but they've got to be used in one park.
Oh, right.
And then you can start using in-park fast pass then.
Right.
Yeah, for what's left.
So hopefully you'll be able to some of those in, but I would have to go to World Showcase for my frozen beer, obviously. Probably have 2 or 3 of those, get slightly merry, ready to go back to the Magic Kingdom. Now, hopefully you can get there when there's something going on, and you can get the Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain, Pirates. Pirates and Haunted Mansion tend to be quieter later on in the day, so that's why I thought that was probably best to do that then. And then obviously see the fireworks at the end of the day.
That's your first week.
So I know there's a lot in there, but if you could get some of those things done, but I would do the parks in that order, definitely.
Emily, you mentioned, going back, you mentioned that the contemporary, the famous 5.
Yes.
Now, I was trying to work out who that could be, and all I could come up with was Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch. And I'm pretty sure a couple of those are dead now.
George, Jane, Henry, Timmy the dog.
I wanted clarification there, but I think I might have figured out what you actually meant.
Yep, so it's Minnie, Mickey, Goofy, Donald. Who's the other one?
Oswald.
Yeah.
Sozzled.
Sozzled the lucky rabbit.
Yeah.
Sozzled the drunken rabbit.
But you never know. Craig may want to fit in some of the princesses, so how would he fit those in?
Let's not
find time. But yeah, it's supposed to be family friendly.
With my good looks, I'm sure I could make time.
To be fair, I mean that's a pretty comprehensive plan, if you ask me.
What you've done there, Emily, right? You've reminded me of stuff that I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
I love the great
What,
movie
Epcot?
ride. Yeah, Animal Kingdom. I was literally going to run into Animal Kingdom, do Everest,
easy.
and run out.
But you see, why I chose Epcot before Magic Kingdom was obviously you can't drink in the Magic Kingdom. So you could get merry to then go watch the fireworks show.
Well, you can drink in the Magic Kingdom, but only at Be Our Guest.
Yeah.
And reservations are quite hard to get for that. Probably because it's the only place you can get some booze.
Yeah.
Well, I think by the end of this month you'll be able to book Be Our Guest, can't you? Not Fast Pass it, but book it on the dining reservations.
That's right. But
I'm just going to translate that. He means book it for
That's it.
all of us.
Book it.
Thomas Cook it.
All right. Okay. So planning aside, well, Paul, have you got any ideas? Or just want to sit there quietly?
Quest.
Quest.
Hello?
Just Quest.
Yeah.
Just Quest.
Yeah.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said, I don't think they're trying hard enough. They still got to fit in Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, and Disney Quest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that would be astonishing. 7 parks one day.
Oh my goodness.
He's
That's the
sick of
follow-up.
Walt Disney
But
World.
I just want to point out, in Craig's defence, because I also thought this is not being done properly, but he did state it's a 4-park ticket. And that 4-park ticket we know does not get
Does not
mentioned to
include-
those other parks.
Yeah.
So that's his
Yeah.
only get-out clause there. But I'm with you. If you're gonna go hard, go hard.
Yeah, if
properly,
we've got any challenge acceptance from any listeners of the podcast that are going to do that,
And
if
actually,
you can go up to the front gate and ask for a 7-park one-day ticket, take a photograph of the cast member serving you.
You could run to the Disney Quest after the fireworks show because I think it closes quite late.
Yeah, that's about a 12, 1 o'clocker.
Yeah.
I think as well. Yeah, and if anyone wants to sponsor us to actually go,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm
We're willing to
well
try.
up for this challenge.
7 parts
7
in a
parts
day.
one day.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 pairs of underpants, I think,
All
for
we've got
that.
to do.
Just think what a publicity stunt it would be for Virgin Atlantic. We're willing to do that.
Thomas
Aren't we?
Cook.
Yep.
Um,
Other travel agents are
EasyJet.
available.
Yeah.
Any of
what
them will
Paul
do,
said.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do
Well,
that.
Disney could pay for us because obviously it'd be fantastic marketing for them if we did it.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. Let's go with a proposal.
Because
Can
you've
I
got the
get
Disney
other
Mums,
podcasts
the
listening
Disney
right now?
Mums panel.
Stop
What they
making
really need
ideas.
is a Disney Idiots panel.
A Idiots panel.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Equipment. How would you start the day? What do you need to take with you for a day?
Now, are we condoning the use of drugs?
not on this
I
show.
think only as far as caffeine.
Yeah, it's a drug. That'll do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know either Messieurs Lucas or Miller's drinking habits, but I would find it very hard to be able to do a day like this without the use of caffeinated beverages of some kind, whether they be coffee or whether they be
He's got all pirate on
as
it.
I'm going on
Rum,
pirate.
rum and coke.
This is pirate. So I mean, I think a supply of energy drinks, or ideally energy shots. Now, I once had one of these energy shots, which are like
What, those marathon gels?
Well, no. So I remember these were like all the rage a couple of years ago. And they seem to have disappeared again. And what they're like little bottles of energy drinks.
Yeah,
So you get like a
the
Red
petrol station.
Bull or Lucozade. And I had a Lucozade one day. Now Lucozade doesn't normally have any kind of major effect on me, even though it's full of sugar. But I took one of these things in the morning because I was up late for work and I wanted to try and get myself alert by the time I got in the office. And it was only after about 10 minutes of me scribbling like a madman I realised what I was doing. And it's because this thing had given me like proper shakes. So if you can get yourself some hardcore versions of those still, then tank up on them. But yeah, I think the aim of the day is to stay conscious, but stay caffeinated.
So
Given the temperatures involved
yeah.
and the amount of exertion, I think essential equipment is a knotted hanky.
Yeah.
Get yourself one of them.
I don't know. Would there be a difference between a decent pair of tight-fitting trolleys, or would you go with the looser-fitting boxer shorts?
I do. Now I've turned 40. I do like me ball stranglers, to be honest. The wide fronts.
The cheap hotels.
Keep everything tucked in. Yeah.
Yeah. Prefer to stay in
See,
a
I-
cheap. Prefer to
I
stay in a
was
cheap.
thinking.
Definitely
I
prefer to
think
stay
I
in.
like
Yeah. Definitely prefer to stay in a cheap hotel. No ballroom.
Yeah.
Think lycra, okay? Think
Yeah.
anti-chafing.
Take a little tube of
Oh,
lanacane.
gel.
A little tube
Yeah.
of lanacane in the bum bag.
Yeah. Your fanny pack.
Your fanny pack. Yeah.
It'll be in America by then.
Yeah.
And wear cargo pants. You don't want to be carrying bags if you're running around.
No bags. Absolutely no bags. Bags are a no.
I would possibly even pop down your local camping store and get a pair of those trousers that zip off at the knee.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because
And
that
I
way,
will be wearing Crocs.
when you're hacking it around and you're working up a sweat in the heat of the day, you can put them on. But as the evening gets colder, just zip the bottom half of your trousers on.
Make sure you get some Crocs with a back strap.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you want to pick up a bit of a pace, they're not going to slide off.
Oh, and you could get one of those the water packs that you could hide it under your jacket with, them with the straw come out and fill it with something, some beer or something.
I'm sure other people have done that and been discharged from Disney parks, but we won't condone that. But we do condone it, but we don't.
It's just water.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as I say, I think Emily's plan was very to the point.
I was.
But it was a dream plan. I didn't realise that obviously the park was going to be empty.
Yeah, but
some dumbass is actually going to do this.
Yeah.
I think realistically, I think with somewhere like Animal Kingdom, you're probably looking really to pick out a couple of major attractions.
I forgot all about dinosaur, and I love dinosaur.
Yeah. So I mean, the three for me, if there was three things I had to go and see at Animal Kingdom, it would be Dinosaur, Everest, and the Safari.
Oh, the safari's rubbish. I'm not being funny.
But you could make
the Safari's rubbish.
It's rubbish unless you can have a gun and you can shoot the animals.
I think within your time scale, it takes quite a bit of time to get round in total as well. So ideally, take a bike with you, cycle round. By the time you get to the lion enclosure, you'll be cycling faster than you've ever cycled before.
See, but then the thing is, the other major attraction is Cali River Rapids, and you can only go on that if you're going to go in one of those hazard suits, so you don't get your clothes wet. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to get drenched. So I mean, the thing is,
and then spend the rest of the time running to the next park in
Yeah,
wet trolleys.
not fun at all.
Some serious chafing.
I mean, I think, for me personally, I think the most number of things that I'd want to do in one park would probably be Hollywood Studios. Love the Great Movie Ride. Love Tower of Terror, even though I don't love it, but I do.
Okay.
Love Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Love Star Tours.
Muppets.
Have you given yourself
Muppet
some?
Vision, brilliant.
Nick,
There's
you're
so
sounding
much.
Have you given yourself some rules to it? Like, it doesn't count if you only do 2. You have to do a minimum of 3 in each park, or are you just planned on doing the ones you want to do?
We're not doing any kiddie rides, so Dumbo's gone.
Oh no, you mean you're not doing right? Okay.
Yeah, that's not back to the Disney news. Dumbo's gone. What? Where did that one come from?
Aladdin's gone. That type of stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you've got to
do Small World.
You've got to do Small World, haven't you?
Yeah, you have.
You can't go to Disney without doing It's a Small World. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And then, but you've got to do the Jungle Cruise as well, and
Peter Pan.
They're all time consuming. It's so
It's the waiting game with those. I think the most, all right.
So really, it's down to optimal.
maybe Magic Kingdom, but I think the plan has to be you hit the 3 minors before you hit the major. So I think you need to aim to hit the Magic Kingdom, especially if Mickey's Not So Scary's on. Pay the extra $30, $50, whatever it is, and go for the evening. And therefore, you've got the Magic Kingdom for the night.
The problem is a lot of the time it's going to be sent travelling, and if you've just got the car, then
but you're not going to be driving to the different parks, are you? You're going to get on the bus.
Well, you've still got to get to Animal Kingdom, which is quite a drive. So it's. Do you go?
You can bus to Animal Kingdom. What are you talking about?
You can bus to Animal
Willis?
Kingdom, but where from? What are you going to do? You're going to park. Where are you going to park?
Downtown.
I'm thinking of parking at Magic Kingdom.
So park at Magic Kingdom, then you've
start.
You've got an obvious choice of monorail.
Yeah.
Do Epcot, and then you've got a brisk walk down round the lake or take a friendship boat down to Hollywood Studios. That's the travel plans for those, if you were to do it in that order. But if you're going to park at the Magic Kingdom and then try and go somewhere else and do Epcot first, and then Hollywood Studios, and then out, and then back to Magic Kingdom, you've got a bit of a travel job in the morning.
No, you know what? You got it wrong, Craig.
It's not optimal.
Go to downtown. You park at downtown. You get there early, okay? You go park at downtown Disney. You then get on a bus to one of the hotels. From the hotel, whatever hotel you choose to get a bus to, from that hotel, you then choose what park you want to go to.
What time do the ships start trailing between the... Yeah. We haven't done that stupid question of the week for a long time.
The problem with that is we've done that before, gone from downtown because we stayed off site one time, and it is really time consuming. And I used to think, why do they not have any buses to the parks from here? And it's because it's to discourage people doing that reason park.
But that's what I'm saying. You go early. So I think downtown opens about 6 a.m. Now, if you say that Studios opens at 10. It's either going to be 9 or 10 that it opens. So if you say that it opens at 10, just for argument's sake, then what you would do is you'd get to downtown Disney for about 7:30. That gives you an hour and a half to go get a bus from there to a hotel, which takes about 15-20 minutes, waiting and getting a bus. Grab something to eat quickly, then grab a bus to Hollywood Studios. You're there well in advance to get through the gates first thing, early doors, get your fast passes, boom, you're on your way.
It depends which park you're going to finish up in. Because if you're going to finish up at midnight or even a 2 o'clock in the morning finish in one of the late night parks, then you're going to have a journey back.
You still get a bus. You still get a bus to downtown there.
Not from the parks. You have to get a bus back to the hotel, and then a bus back to downtown.
Just cab it.
Yeah.
Just cab it.
It's probably best to do 2 lists, isn't it? Decide which order you're going to do the parks.
Yeah.
And then afterwards think, right, which rides do I really want to go on, and then just get on what you can. But I think you need to plan how many hours you're going to be in each park to fit them all in.
I've got another option for you. Park at the boardwalk.
Ooh, interesting choice. That's true.
Okay. And then get a friendship to Epcot, get the monorail from Epcot to the Magic Kingdom, monorail back, and then drive to the Animal Kingdom when you're done. Or some combination of those.
Yeah.
But see, the Animal Kingdom, the thing is, with the Animal Kingdom, it closes first.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you've got to bear in mind.
So do the Animal Kingdom first, drive to the Animal Kingdom.
And then drive back.
Then drive to the boardwalk, and then you can do everywhere else from there.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to get to the boardwalk quite easily.
The boardwalk or the TTC, and you're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, having a car might actually prove to be a bonus in that situation.
You need a car for Animal Kingdom, don't you?
Yeah.
It's the outlier.
Yeah.
You only pay for parking once, don't you, for the day?
Yeah.
So you could literally go car park to car park to car park.
Well, I would double check.
You can.
It should be.
It's one pass for the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we did that the night we went to Halo, because the week we went to Mickey's Not So Scary, we stayed off site. We was on iDrive that week, and we drove down to the car parks, and it was still about, I don't know, $17, $18. And we was only parked for about 4 hours. It seemed a bit pointless to me, but yeah, that's just the moany English person in me.
Anyway,
about the price of stuff.
Can I just say there's something that everyone seems to have forgotten that will be happening at the time that Craig's in park, and another reason why you need to listen to my version is that Food and Wine will be taking place.
Curveball.
You see, I have got everything about Food and Wine on my version.
I forgot about that.
You see?
You can get it here as well. We got the short version. Eat food, drink wine.
Yeah, but I didn't realise as well he's driving, isn't he? So if he does drive, Craig drives, they won't be able to drink.
Eat food, drink wine, don't get caught. Done.
I'll go in a taxi.
And I've also got another curveball to throw in. Flaming donuts.
What now? Say what now?
Yeah, donuts that are flaming.
Which has nothing to do with particularly spicy food at the Food and Wine Festival.
The day after.
I mean, That sounds about as exciting as Scottish people deep frying everything. I like pizza, but let's see what happens when we deep fry it. Oh, hello, pizza crunch.
Dear.
I know how the mind works.
Dear.
I mean, we're talking about plugs.
Yeah, it's about time.
We're talking about trip planning and Craig's most excellent one-day all parks trip, but I think we're missing out the fact that there's an app that's just come out.
Is there?
Which would surely help with these kind of things.
Yeah,
Tell us more.
The app's called Magical Trips, and I've developed and produced it. And it's a useful little app, and it'll help you plan this, Craig.
Hang on a second. So we've had a show talking about planning a trip, and then one of the guests on this show has created an app about planning a magical trip. Now, I know coincidences are something to behold. But people, I think we may have hit new ground with this one.
I am on the app as we speak. I have got the green theme set to it.
Oh, good.
And I've been having a mess with it today, and it is a very nice and easy to use, concise little app. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Craig. I designed it all myself as well.
And what platform does it work on?
At the moment, it's just iOS on the iPhone, but once
it's the best one.
If you want to make any money, keep it on iPhone.
But then, obviously, once we've sold a few, I'm going to do an Android version as well, so everybody can enjoy it.
And it's found on the iTunes store.
Yeah, if you just search Magical Trips, and it is 79p, but it has full functionality for that. I've not been devious and said, right, it's 79p, you can use these two areas and then it'll cost you another 79p to unlock. I just wanted my customers to be able to fully use the app straight away.
Very good.
Your customers.
Is that what I'd call?
Yeah.
People buy a product from someone.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I think
They
that'd be
are
a customer.
customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's got it's got the generic countdown on there as well.
From Sesame Street. One. You have one day.
It's got lists before you go and important documents, insurance details.
Don't forget your Esther, that sort of thing.
Yeah. ADRs. You can log everything in the app.
But I think the most exciting thing for me is on the actual planner, when you open the diary page, there's like a sun for when you're away. So when you do add plans, the sun goes from blue or green, but it goes to yellow then, so you know you've got plans on that day. But if you actually, in the diary, take your photos through the phone, it will save them to your photos anyway, because I needed it to be able to do that because I didn't want people to lose anything. And then it builds up daily albums, so you can come back and then show people what you did exactly on each day.
Nice.
Excellent.
I think Paul's point there, probably the most important thing about planning a trip to either of our American cousins at Disney parks is don't forget your Esther, especially if she's the person that you're going there with. That would be embarrassing.
Nick's on fine form today.
I'm on terrible form today. What are you talking about? Shoddy work. But I think it's great. I mean, it's not the first time anyone's thought about doing something like this, but it sounds like
no. But this app's pulling everything together. I've just found
that's what I mean.
That photograph feature. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
and you can upload the albums to Facebook then as well. But there's special little feature on it which you won't have had time, Craig, and you're going. I don't know. You're going in October, aren't you? Sorry for the 2 days, but there's a map on there. So what it does is, so say for like yourselves, when you've got families and you're budgeting and you're saving money and you've got to stay in, the map calculates how much each mile has cost, and there's an icon on your home address, and then it actually, when you're saving money, you input it and the icon moves closer to your destination. So you can say to your kids, we've put £100 away this week, and you can show them what you're getting for your money.
Excellent.
We put £100 away this week, which means Mummy and Daddy are going Texas to Brazil, and you're staying in.
Yeah.
See you later, kids. No, that's brilliant.
That's wonderful. And remind us again, the app is called
Magical Trips.
And we'll put a link to that in the show notes, he says, because I always remember to do show notes.
And always remember to put links in.
Yeah.
So if we just mention it a load more times, we should
just remembering to record a podcast is a bonus, to be honest.
uploading it is another. No, it's cracking. Thank you for letting us have that, and I'm glad Craig's able to make quick use of it. Any plans to expand it to other parts, or are you looking firmly on America at the moment?
On the app.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was I did want to do it Disney themed, and I did it all correctly and applied to Disney, and they were like, no. So then that's why it's got the sun on there, because it's more generic. So even though I've got words in like magical and booking ADRs, it's an app you can use for any holiday.
Yeah, it's not just restricted to Walt Disney.
No, so they actually opened up my market, because obviously everybody can use it now, which is great.
Wonderful. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you. And I'm sorry my day was a bit full, but that would be my perfect day. And if I could do that.
That's what we've got. That's what I'm working towards. The fullest day I can possibly have.
Yeah.
And you'll have a great time, and I wish I could join you. Would you go, Michelle, for a couple of days if you could?
No. I'd prefer to go for 3 weeks. I'm sorry, call me picky. If I'm going to go to Disney, I want a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, we're spending Saturday at Universal, and then Halloween Horror Nights, and then Sunday at Islands of Adventure, and then Halloween Horror Nights. And they're both like 1 o'clock in the morning finishes. And then we're up Monday morning.
On shift.
Boom.
Craig's October holiday is sponsored by energy drinks.
Yeah.
If you need perking up, you need energy drinks.
Anyway, if you have any ideas as to how Craig can best optimise his time,
or if you want to sponsor us to actually do the same trip with Craig at the same time as Craig,
feel free.
You could do that as well. We'll open a Kickstarter. But if we do open a Kickstarter, you'll find it at the website, www.disafterdark.com, or email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or tweet us with your sponsorship offers at Disafterdark, or on facebook.com/Disafterdark, or micechat.com.
Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Bebo, MySpace.
We could do a Mouse's Head charity calendar, where we're all naked with just like cans of Stella in front of our
I'd
peppers.
rather pay not to have the
I was going to say,
calendar.
I think there's one way to guarantee to lose money. It's by doing Craig's idea.
So the naked version is $9.99. The clothed version is $29.99.
Buy this one on next time they're naked. I like it. I don't think it's got leg stuff.
Go on, give it a plug.
Oh, you want me to mention my show? I don't think I've mentioned it yet. Have I, love? Sorry.
You got a show as well?
Yeah, I host the Disney
The shaking of my head and the raising of my eyebrows as I say, go on, Michelle. It's not coming across in radio really well.
As long as you advertise the episode that we're going to be on.
Yeah.
Of course, it'll be epic. I release a podcast every other week called The Disney Dream Girls, and we tend to cover both US parks, Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and we have a splattering of Disneyland Paris as well, just for good measure, just to show people how good it is in America. And you can find us on every single part of the internet under Disney Dream Girls, apart from Twitter, where we are at Dis Dream Girls, and the show where I am mentioning Craig's wonderful idea, along with another quirky crime and punishment discussion with the Mighty Men of Mouse, will be available on the 22nd of February, and please do listen.
I'm going to have to listen now, because I'm trying to figure out whether that's some sort of subtle reference or whether or not you're actually discussing Dostoevsky on a Disney podcast.
Yeah, I don't think it's that one. And also, the views expressed by Michelle of other Disney parks do not necessarily reflect those of the members of Disafter Dark. That is not going to be my new catchphrase, by the way. So anyone that complains,
quite a long
Hey
catchphrase.
boys, I'll tell you something though. You never guess what? I've never been to Paris. Guess where I'm going in April?
Paris.
Tokyo.
It's in April.
I'm going to Paris with Emily.
We're going together. I'm taking her.
Wow.
That was the world's worst guessing game ever.
So hang on.
I've never been to Paris. Guess where I'm going? Well, I'm going to guess Paris.
But did you know she dissed Paris and said in her speech then, don't knock it till you've been, girl.
Oh no, amazing.
I love Paris.
Marvellous.
How disappointing. I've got my shareholders card renewed, but I haven't got my new annual pass yet. So no cheap day trip to Europe on the Eurostar for me to join you, but never mind.
Well, I'm only jesting because I haven't yet been. Once I've been, I'll love it like I do Disneyland.
It'll make you cry. It'll reduce you to tears.
We'll have you back on.
Just when you pay for your dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, lads, sorry, I get confused who said what. I'm just getting used to who everybody is. But who was it who... I forgot what I was going to say. That's bad, isn't it?
If it was really funny, witty, and charming, it was me.
One of you said that they didn't plan at all.
Me,
Nick.
Yeah, I'm like that, Nick. Do you remember the Walt Disney World DVD where there was the group of people and one guy who just said, I come here for the benches and just relax?
Yeah.
I'm the guy on the bench. Michelle is going to have a totally different holiday experience with me. I'm very chilled when I'm in Disney.
I'm going to leave her on a bench and run around like a headless chicken.
Excellent. Anyway, I think we're approaching time, gentlemen. Please, would you like to plug the app and your own Twitter feed one more time?
Yes, I'm Emily at BritDisFan, so my Twitter feed's at BritDisFan, and my app is called Magical Trips, and thank you so much for having me on today.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us.
Like every other guest, we haven't found one we don't like yet, so you're more than welcome back at any time.
That's not necessarily true. I'm pretty sure there are. We just haven't.
Which bit of it isn't true? Before you offend the guest.
We'll have a post Disneyland Paris talk.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
That's time.
Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
It's like a strange regime.
Yeah. We haven't got 24-hour drinking yet in this pub.
Yeah, that small space of the world that doesn't.
Yeah.
The sucky bit.
Something like that, I don't know. It goes on for another 20 seconds, yeah. I could cut it short like I used to, but I'll leave it there. We just mutter in the background. We just mutter in the background and see if anyone actually hangs around till the end of this bit.
It's taking me back to me fanny part of 1995.
Fanny packs?
And we're out.